Hello, I'm Elena. Have you ever felt like you and your partner are speaking two different languages of love? One of you craves closeness and reassurance, while the other seems to constantly need space and independence. It's a painful dynamic where one person feels perpetually abandoned and the other feels perpetually suffocated. You love each other, but this fundamental difference in your needs creates a cycle of conflict that can feel impossible to escape. Many of the couples I counsel come to me feeling exhausted by this pattern, believing they are fundamentally incompatible. But what if I told you that this conflict isn't about a lack of love? What if it's being driven by a hidden operating system that was programmed into you in early childhood? This system is called your attachment style, and it dictates how you instinctively respond in intimate relationships. In this video, we are going to demystify this powerful concept. You will learn to identify your own attachment style, understand your partner's, and most importantly, I will give you a practical guide to breaking the negative cycles they create. Understanding this is not just an interesting psychological theory, it is the single most important key to unlocking a more secure, peaceful, and loving relationship. What are attachment styles? Your relational blueprint. Attachment theory is one of the most well-researched concepts in psychology. It was developed by psychologist John Bowlby, who discovered that our earliest bonds with our caregivers create a blueprint for how we view relationships as adults. This blueprint determines our expectations around intimacy, our response to conflict, and how we seek comfort and security. There are 4 main attachment styles. As I describe them, see if you recognize yourself or your partner. First, there is secure attachment. A securely attached person generally feels comfortable with intimacy and interdependence. They trust that their partner will be there for them, but are also secure enough to be independent. They see love as a safe home base from which they can explore the world. Next, we have anxious attachment, sometimes called preoccupied. If you have an anxious style, you crave a high level of intimacy and approval from your partner. You are highly attuned to any shifts in their mood or availability. Your deep-seated fear is abandonment, so you may seek constant reassurance to feel safe and loved in the relationship. Third is avoidant attachment, also known as dismissive. If this is you, you see yourself as highly independent and self-sufficient. You are uncomfortable with too much closeness and may feel suffocated when a partner needs a lot of emotional support. Your core fear is a loss of autonomy, so you tend to create distance to protect your personal space. Finally, there is fearful-avoidant attachment, or disorganized. This is a mix of the anxious and avoidant styles. A person with this style craves intimacy but is also terrified of it. They may push people away and then pull them back in, feeling confused about what they truly want. This style often stems from a history of trauma. For today, we are going to focus on the most common pairing that creates conflict, the anxious-avoidant dance. The anxious-avoidant trap, the push and pull dynamic. Why are anxious and avoidant people so often drawn to each other? Initially, the attraction is strong. The anxious person is drawn to the avoidant's cool independence and self-sufficiency, which feels stable. The avoidant partner is drawn to the anxious person's warmth, emotional vibrancy, and attentiveness. In the beginning, it feels like a perfect balance. But once the relationship is established, their core fears take over. This creates the toxic dance. Imagine the anxious partner's emotional alarm system is highly sensitive. The moment they perceive distance from their partner, a late text reply, a desire for a night alone, the alarm sounds, danger, abandonment possible. Their instinct is to close the gap to feel safe. They pursue connection. They call, they text, they ask, "Are we okay?" Now imagine the avoidant partner's alarm system. It's sensitive to a different threat, being smothered or controlled. When the anxious partner pursues, their alarm sounds, danger, loss of independence imminent. Their instinct is to create space to feel safe. They withdraw, they shut down, get quiet, or physically leave the room. And here is the cruel irony of this pairing. The anxious partner's attempt to feel safe, pursuing, is the very thing that makes the avoidant partner feel unsafe. And the avoidant partner's attempt to feel safe, Withdrawing is the very thing that confirms the anxious partner's deepest fear of abandonment. It becomes a painful, self-fulfilling prophecy where both partners are just trying to get their needs met but are triggering each other in the process. How to heal the cycle and earn security. The good news is that your attachment style is not a life sentence. Through conscious effort, you can develop what's called earned secure attachment. You can learn to give yourself the security you need and teach your partner how to be a better co-regulator with you. A guide for the anxiously attached partner. Your primary work is to learn to self-soothe. Your healing lies in building your capacity to turn off your own fire alarm instead of relying on your partner to do it. Recognize the trigger. When you feel that wave of panic, pause and name it. This is my anxious attachment being triggered. It feels real, but it is an old fear. Practice the pause. Instead of immediately sending that text or starting that conversation, commit to a 15-minute pause. During that time, do something to calm your nervous system. Deep breathing, a short walk, journaling your fears. Communicate your feeling, not your fear. When you do talk to your partner, use this script. I'm feeling a little anxious and could use some reassurance instead of an accusation like, "Why are you being so distant?" A guide for the avoidantly attached partner. Your primary work is to lean into discomfort. Your healing lies in learning to tolerate a little more intimacy and offering reassurance, even when your instinct is to flee. Recognize your urge to withdraw. When you feel yourself shutting down, name it. I feel overwhelmed and my instinct is to pull away. Offer reassurance before taking space. This is the game changer. Instead of just going silent, use this exact phrase. I feel like I need some space to myself right now, but I want to be clear that we are okay. I love you, and I will be back to connect in an hour. This single sentence can deactivate your partner's abandonment fear. Practice small acts of engagement. Challenge yourself to sit with your partner's emotions for just 5 minutes longer than you're comfortable with. Ask one more question. Offer a hug. These are small reps that build your intimacy muscles. The goal for both of you is to stop seeing each other as the enemy and to unite against the true enemy, the cycle itself. Understanding your attachment style is like being given the user manual for your heart. It gives you the language to understand your deepest needs and fears, and it offers you compassion for why your partner behaves the way they do. It's not about changing who you are. It's about learning to manage your programmed instincts and consciously choosing new behaviors that create safety for both you and your partner. This is some of the most profound work you can do. It's the path to breaking generational patterns and building a relationship that is not just surviving, but thriving. A relationship that truly becomes a safe harbor for you both. Thank you for going on this deep dive with me today. If this video provided an aha moment for you, please show your support by clicking the like button. It truly helps this content find its way to others who need it. I would love to create a community of learners here. In the comments below, share which attachment style you resonate with the most. It's a powerful act to name it and helps us all feel less alone. For more guides on building a conscious and connected relationship, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our weekly videos. Remember, this is a journey of progress, not perfection. Be patient with yourself and with your partner.